Simple, simple, simple minds. I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
They cut a whole department. So my roommate's been helping me with, like product research stuff. My mom's kind of giving me a hand in admin stuff because I'm a mess right now. Do I try to still charge each of those 500 each? Or do I maybe like just right off the bat say, hey, thanks for, signing on so much with me?
One, you have to kind of think about it this way. What I would try to do is once you kind of get, or maybe even do it now, kind of go through the list of your clients. And I would say you can do an estimate budget on how much each company size makes in annual revenue. Okay, the reason why you want to do that is because you want to start to categorize which of these small, medium, large size businesses have an X amount of revenue, and then you're going to start to be able to price each one at that price point. Because if you start to charge everyone the same, then you're charging a small to medium sized business $3,500, but then a large company like a dealership can afford it more. They don't need to know how much you're charging a small to medium sized business, right?
Okay.
And you should be pricing them based off of what their actual revenue is because they can afford it. So you can start charging more for that.
My target market, so to say, is ideally someone who needs to bring in those consistent customers to keep their business running, unlike a service I get people on a monthly retainer. But, also someone who sells a product that will pretty much cover the cost of my services with one sale.
A rule of thumb for myself, if I have too many clients, I start bumping up the price. Right? Okay. That's what I do.
That's kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah.
I'm almost considering so.
Yeah. Today's really like an informal chat. I don't really want it to be like a formal process. It's just me getting to know potential co-founders, understanding their story.
Yeah.
The average cost to a business globally is about $5 million. So that's what an average breach is costing currently in terms of like loss of revenue or loss of brand reputation.
Currently, I mean, you're looking for maybe potential co-founder, maybe potential startup employees to kind of work with. Just wondering, is there one co-founder that you're looking for, or what's the kind of, I guess?
Max maybe 4, but yeah,
okay.
So I started a journey thinking my baby, I'm holding on to everything.
Yeah.
Right? And as I've gone through the journey, I've actually realized, okay, yeah, got it.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. No, thank you very much again for the call. Really interesting, and looking forward to seeing how we can partner with each other.
Yeah, sure, Ken. Thank you. Really appreciate your time today, man. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Have a good one, yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Is that good? All right. Just want to kind of explain what calls kind of went on there. One was a mentorship that I'm giving to one of my students. And if you guys want mentorship, I'm going to leave my emails and stuff are down below. And I can kind of give you mentorship on certain things if you want. Maybe I'll create like a Discord group if you guys are interested in that. Let me know. Follow my Twitter or X account down below as well. But anyways, the first meeting that I had was one of my students, and she's trying to get her business up and afloat. She's actually doing really well, and it's actually amazing to see, the younger generation that, I don't know, that's doing way better than, I guess social media and stuff helps, but because back in my day, didn't really have any of this stuff, right? It's actually very, very awesome to see just young people, right? Young entrepreneurs getting clients under their belt. She's running a social media marketing agency or starting to build one, and she's, a month into it and already has 5 clients, right? and then expanding to maybe 10 more projects. So if you really put your mind to it, you can do it. And there's just enough customers out there that you can actually get a piece of that pie and start making decent income, right? And I think once you get to that point of having a team, managing them, you can start to step back a little bit and take that money that you've made and invest it into something else, because you need to start making more cash flow income that, you can start making backup sources of income. Because at the end of the day, you never know when a business is going to just go poof, right? You never know when your business is going to go down. And there's so many uncontrolled variables that you cannot control and that could make your business go bankrupt. So as long as you're doing, what you can to be able to get your business up and afloat and be running by itself with minimal supervision, that is your number one goal at first. And then after that, you can start investing and venturing off into other endeavors. Now, call number 2 that I had was actually, a cybersecurity business that they're looking for a co-founder. And it is going to be probably most likely going to be a sweat equity in the very beginning, in the first year, going through Series A of funding. And then after that is going to be, maybe a salary position, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. It's a very interesting field because I think cybersecurity is recession proof. It is something that is never going to go away because there's always going to be cybersecurity risks. There's always going to be hackers. There's always going to be scammers. And no matter how technology evolves from here on out, they're always going to learn how to scam you, right? So I'm very curious about it. And maybe I'll go in as a co-founder and see what I can do to provide value. I know where I can, but I also want to know, he was trying to figure out maybe a couple of co-founders. So it'd be interesting to see if I can land into one of that, and we'll see how it goes. I think I love startups, and I love to, be investing as a sweat equity owner or sweat equity co-founder and see what I can do in that. And yeah, I don't know. It's something that I've always wanted to do. So I'm always looking for opportunities as well. And I think a lot of people, when they think of sweat equity and they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to get paid, whatever. It's not really about that. It's about, can you see the vision that they're seeing to be able to invest your time and seeing how the company can grow? Because if it's a success, then, well, it's a success. Then you own a good part of an equity that, for a value that potentially that you can sell out of, or you can keep it and stick with the company, get a decent salary pay, and so on and so forth, right? So you have a lot of options when you do this. And I would try to see if you are experienced enough in certain areas and you can provide value. I would try to see if you can be a co-founder in a certain company. You can look at LinkedIn and see what people have for co-founders in your area, in your country, or around the world. And people are looking for a bunch of expertise. And the number one reason why people are finding co-founders is because these people who come up with the idea, they lack a certain area of the business to make it flourish. And if you don't seek for help and you're trying to cradle this baby on your own, you're most likely not going to succeed, especially if it's a business that needs all these moving parts in order for it to succeed. I do see people that are entrepreneurs that create, an application by themselves and they can launch it by themselves and they don't really need a team behind it. Maybe like a virtual assistant down the line. But I've seen people single-handedly handle $1 million businesses. It can work, but I would say 99% of businesses don't work like that. So again, be on the lookout for projects, because who knows, right? It's a way for people that don't have money per se to invest, but also just have the skills to invest and help that founder and be a co-founder of that company. And maybe you can succeed and make a pretty decent chunk of money from that and see how it goes, right? At the end of the day, we're all about building connections, building networks. So there isn't really a downside to just creating that network, meeting with people who are looking for co-founders. And you never know what that connection can build. It can build into nothing, but it can also build into friendship, and it can also build into business partners. So always, and that's something that I regretted from the very beginning, is not focusing on building network and connections when I was younger. And if you are 18 years old, 19 years old watching this, or even earlier, go to business conventions, go to parties. If your dad is a business owner and he's going to like a business party at a hotel or whatever, go to them, network with people, meet other people who are in business. Because guarantee, no matter what you're doing in life, you need sales and you need marketing. Okay? If you can know the basics of it, of both of these things, then you're already well ahead of all of your peers at a young age. So please go do something with your current time that you have now. I know you want to party. I know you want to go club and all your friends are getting wasted. But here's the thing. Doing that and focusing on building financial wealth in the very beginning, those are two separate things. And if you can focus on building financial wealth, I mean, never mind being Iman Ghatzi, there's so many people that are like Iman out there that are making multi-million dollars, traveling around the world at 23 years old. And you can be exactly in the same position, but you need to be able to take those necessary steps in eliminating the things that are holding you back from taking those steps, like drinking, like going out with friends late at night, not getting enough sleep, and just hanging out with the wrong people. And I've cut so many people out of my life that you need to start doing this in order for you to actually change your vision, your habits, and just your overall energy, right? And if you can do that, I guarantee you'll succeed in somewhat shape or form in your entire life. And you will have something that you are going to look back at and be like, I am so glad I did that. So that's my advice. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.